HoodFilms. I appreciate y'all coming and check us out. Like, share, subscribe. I make a smoothie in the morning and I talk about the stuff from yesterday's news or whatever the day is going to be like over here at HoodFilms. And the smoothie is the way I keep myself strong and mentally intact for the day because, you got to be online a lot of times and doing analytics kind of stuff. But welcome to the channel. I appreciate y'all. And hit one of those tags and whatever and buy some stuff. And let me see what I'm gonna do on here today. I'm gonna do green screen or something. No, I ain't gonna do no green screen. Let me see what else I can do on here. I can do a Q&A or a tag, but we'll work on that in a minute. But I do appreciate y'all coming to check us out. In the mornings, though, I do make me a smoothie. Excuse me. I make myself a smoothie in the morning, and that keep me in a little health mind. Because, you wake up early, and sometimes I go back to sleep sometimes. But, I work on my computer for hours, even into the nighttime. So I get up here and I jump on here. And I know my audience ain't really on here at this time, but hey, man, I stopped being afraid to go live and be online. I started just doing H I want to do. So, movie Frankenstein is out today. I've been talking about it, and I got a new Frankenstein video for my own thing. I wanted y'all to see it too. It's in my shorts. You can see my Frankenstein video. It's dope, called Frankenhood, and y'all gonna like that thing. It's called Frankenhood. I'm really proud of it too. So, everybody been liking it. And then I'm gonna post my other stuff too, because I grew up in an era where horror films was big, and it wasn't just Freddy Krueger. They was showing us everything. You know what I'm saying? Like all kind of horror shit. So let's get to my smoothie stuff. And so that's what we do over here. As you know, it's a beautiful day outside, but it's not sunny. There's no sunlight today. It's dark. You see over that way? There's no sun. I see a net. I've been having some nets fly around my crib. So I got to bust their head because I got plants and shit, and we had plantains last night. But anyway, Frankenstein is out. Frankenhood is out too, because I'm doing like a rendition of the movie that I like, and I do like a 1 minute version of that movie, so you can check it out over here on my site. On my site, it's called on here, you know what I'm saying. But the movie is directed by Guillermo del Toro, and you can also see yesterday on my last live, I did like a video of him talking about it. Guillermo del Toro. I did a video of him talking about him being an artist and doing that. But I'm grabbing all my stuff for my smoothies. Look like I'm out of hot peppers. Because I put hot peppers in my smoothies too, so you know what I mean? But I been using AI. AI is like the new thing, man. It's taking over the world. It's like the internet did when it first came out. It just takes over the world. It's like everybody just started being accosted to it and working with it. And it becomes a new thing like the internet did. And that's what's happening with this stuff. I don't know, do I take 2 packs of meat out for the pizza? I'll have to call her and ask her. But that got thought. So I got to work on these smoothie. And as I work on this smoothie, I talk about what's going on. So it's a guy named Marshawn Nealon. It's a young guy. He's a football player. And he killed himself yesterday, about 2 days ago. Had a situation where he was losing his mind. And he jumped out the window and went on a police chase. And the police tore his ass up. When they got to him, they saying he killed himself. Did that really happen? Nobody knows, but it possibly did. He killed himself, and it's like, what the fuck would you do that for? But sometimes people don't be wrapped too damn tight, man. Mentally, they be fucked up in the game, and that's what it looked like. Dude was, him being a football player, getting paid like that, and then you rich and all this shit, and then somehow he ain't got the mindset or the psychology to continue going. He went out there and killed his damn self. It's like horrible. Like, what the fuck wrong with you, man? So it's crazy how he did that. But he gone now. And his family got to bury him and be sad and all that shit. All because he couldn't go on. But, it's like that. Sometimes the troubles that people go through, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you could be in a room with folks and you having a mental issue and they having a mental issue right with your ass. So, sometimes that's why people clash. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't have the same mental aptitude to understand the next person. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But, he gone now. All that money mean nothing. All that money mean nothing. It's gone to the ground now. So being rich to being in the ditch, that's God game. That if we play out the route, that's what we end up doing. You be rich, then you end up in a ditch. So, because that's where he gonna be now. He was working with the NFL, getting paid, got rich. Now he killed himself. He about to end up in a ditch. And it's crazy because he was young, like 24 years old. 24 years old, I was trying to fuck every bitch I could find. Couldn't find a whole lot of them that wanted to give me some, but shit, I still tried. And that's the whole thing about that time in your life. You young. But people be in your ear a lot with negative bullshit. People you even know, people you trust and love, they'll be in your ear with some dumb shit trying to tell you wrong in some situation or you treated somebody bad. And if you're not a strong-minded person, like my father made us strong-minded persons, and he'll be like, man, fuck that bitch ass nigga. Give a fuck what he talk about. And you be like, oh, Dad, why you so harsh? Oh, Dad, why you so angry? Why you talking like this? What's wrong with my father? Oh, God, bless my dad. He seems so angry. And you're a little kid. You don't know life. You don't know people. You ain't had no experiences. You just got friends from school. Y'all fucking digging y'all nose and play fucking recess. It's not until you get grown, older, and you start managing people and personalities and friendships and family members and all this shit start understanding more. Then you be like, now you walking around like, fuck that bitch ass nigga, get the fuck out of here. Let's suck my dick. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. Get your goofy ass out of here. You dick sucker for hunkies. Get your bitch ass on. Then you start having them, and then you catch yourself and say, I sound like my father. I sound like, wait a minute, I'm sounding exactly like my father sounded when I was a kid. Like, wait a minute, so did I turn into my father? And it's like, no, you didn't. You had experiences. And now you understand how these men move, how these women move, how these fucked up friendships and bogus family members. You understand this shit. And now you start being like, when a person contacts you or try to slide you some way or sneaky take you or sneaky be sneaky around you, you quick to call it out. Like, fuck you, get your bitch ass on. And they be like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Because remember, when the people trying to manipulate you, they need you to be dumb. They need you to be trying to want to fit in. They need you to want to be in the in crowd. And if you don't want to be in the in crowd, then they don't have no win over you. They can't make you do shit. It's like as soon as you get the old zombie shit going, like, I just want to be around you, please. Then they be like, cool, yeah, well, suck my dick then. Come on. You be like, what? I can't do no shit. Like, I'm not gay. How the fuck you gonna make it then? How you gonna be around us if you want to do it? We all did it. They come up with these tricks on you and you be like, what the fuck? But if you don't have no foundation in your mind, if you don't have no psychology, you'll fall for that shit. And what happened is when you fall for it, you'll get a little bit more mature and you'll understand, wait a minute, so that person don't have that power? So that person is not in play like that? Don't nobody respect this gal? Don't nobody even respect that girl? And they convinced me to do the most maniacal, sickest shit in my brain. I can't believe I did something like that. This motherfucker really did trick me. And then you think to yourself, I can't go on. I'm finna get a gun and go visit that motherfucker. And so whatever, I'm just saying that in my mind how something can go, but it could be 1,000 different reasons and shit. And now you're going to go retaliate against somebody. And if you don't have retaliatory power, you're going to retaliate against yourself. You're going to say, you know what, hey, I can't go find that man, girl, or guy, so I'm just going to fuck over me. I'm going to hurt myself. I'm going to do drugs. I'm going to fucking take a knife and slice my wrist. I'm going to fucking take a needle and do drugs. So it's like, you heard the statement before, hurt people hurt people. And so if you don't hurt others, you'll be trying to hurt yourself. So a lot of times you got to just not be afraid to confront the people trying to disrespect you or hurt you and don't care about the friendships because ultimately you're going to have to be by yourself in this world. And so if we didn't have my father telling us these things, it'll be easy for us to fall for the okie doke about what somebody got going on. And it's like, I'm not doing that. I'd rather just speak up for myself and say, fuck you, and keep going because that's what life is going to ultimately be. The smoothie is getting together. I had the last end of these grapes, so I wasn't going to use grapes in my smoothie, but I said, you know what? This is the last end of these grapes. Let's toss them in there. So when you hear guys that be having ED, erectile dysfunction, this all they need. Some good nuts, well, pause, and some green shit, some berries, and you'll be slaying cuckoo, homie. you would be busting the loose. You still got to run and get your ass up off the couch and get out there and go chase the streets and all that. That way you can have some kind of physical prowess. But otherwise, you would get there. Yeah, but I do believe that that's what that guy killed himself, man. He just had issues and mental shit that he couldn't overfunction, and so you take your anger out on yourself, and it's sad, but it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens every day. What else went in the news? Oh yeah, I saw how Charleston White had a fight with old boy, but Cam Newton, yeah, that was when I saw Corey Holcomb was tripping on Cam Newton because Cam Newton came at him and tried to get him to do some hand gesture and shit, but he was looking at the hand gesture like, nigga, that's Corey Holcomb didn't know what the fuck it was. But then another person came on the show and he was like, man, that's a damn devil worshiping shit. And Cam Newton was like, no, it's not. But then they spread it around the internet and a lot of people agreeing that looked like that was some Lucifer type shit, which I guess Cam Newton didn't know. Or they saying he did know. And he was around, he on some booty shit.
You got to know. When I
Corey
was
Holcomb.
doing that, I didn't know that. I saw a clip the other day, a brother on Cam Newton's show. Darlene got the picture up of the brother. His name is Jason Williams. Wilson. I'm sorry. Jason Wilson.
Jason Wilson said it.
And I saw Cam get him to try to do that. And when he saw what Cam was doing, he said, no, I ain't with that. And he explained what that is.
What is it? I'm looking for it. Oh, this. Y'all gotta watch this video too. It's crazy.
You ready? Here we go. One finger. You gotta do it with me, brother.
He wanted him to do this.
That's just the sign.
And old boy said, hell no, I ain't doing that shit.
Can I share something?
He said, that's devil worship, nigga.
It's a satanic salute.
You heard that. Satanic salute, boy.
To judge you. You listening? I'm saying that I can't participate in that part, but I can't say that.
That boy Cam crazy.
I'm just falling in line with my own convictions. It's just a personal. I'm not trying to judge your personal conviction, but what I'm also saying, you should consider the intent.
Consider the intent. Hell no.
It's not.
Man, devil worship is devil worship, nigga.
I know your intentions are good. Okay. You looking at me, right? Yes, sir. I'm serious. Yes, sir. I have to follow what is in me. Mm-hmm. I've seen Satanists do that same salute. You can Google it. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't mean to use something different. No, it is a universal sign. And that's awesome. Love. And that's awesome. And I'm giving you love. You know what you give me love through? This. Okay. The symbolism behind it.
Didn't he actually go along too and say it?
At the end of the day, people ain't trying to dive and do all that crazy shit that Cam Newton was talking about. And Corey Holcomb had did this shit like a couple of weeks prior to Cam Newton having this guy on his show. But this guy, he knew what it was. And he said, nah, that's devil worship shit. And Cam Newton was like, no, man, it's the universal sign of love. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I seen devil worship people do that. So it's just really how hand gestures be. You know, everybody gonna have a hand gesture. There's so many states and so many humans. So, you know, you see the basketball players, they do like a fucking 5-minute handshake a lot of times when they're around each other. So who got the best handshake? Who is the hand? What do handshakes mean? You know what I mean? Or even hand gestures. Again, there's so many people on the planet. Everybody could come up with their own meaning for a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Let's get this smoothie ready. Let's get this smoothie ready. Get your ass out here, smoothie. The last ingredient is some smart strawberry halves. And you drop them babies in there with the raspberries and oh, I got a little. Oh, I think I'm too much in there. And it does taste good. Got to drink something down. I put the strawberry. Oh wait, 2 little pieces left. Ginger, turmeric. I'm gonna toss these in here too. Try to get some of the skin off. Because they've been sitting up for a couple of days. All right, that's as much as I can get off. Quite honestly, I'm supposed to have my ice going in here now too. All right, so I can take this stuff and toss it. Put this back in the freezer. That's what we do around these parts, y'all. In the morning, I'm out of hot peppers completely. Because I normally put hot peppers in my smoothie. 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 Give me them hot peppers. Hot peppers in my smoothie. Hot peppers, y'all. Hot peppers in my smoothie. Yeah, so that's what that did. Let me slide these over here and knock this loose. We got hot peppers in the smoothie. Woo, that bitch was going. I need to get me a piece of ice though. I like ice. Ugh, baby. Oh shit. It ain't even on there correctly. What the bus clot, man? Boy, this shit locked in this time. Oh, there it go. Gotta put a little elbow in there. So the last ingredient is ice, baby. Too cold. Too cold, nigga. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, Corey and them, they went crazy on that dude, man. He don't know. I don't think he knew. But at the end of the day, you should know if you're trying to get other people to do some hand gesture with you and shit. Smoothie good. Froze that back. The sun is coming up. The sun trying to slide out now. Getting a little sunlight out there. All right, I got to push this last little run. We didn't talk some shit and we got the nice little end of this. You got to tie it on there, right? Thread it. There you go. It's the last run. Smoothie time. We want it to be right. I can't get that bitch off with my bare hand, boy. That shit crazy. Need a towel on that bitch. All right. That's what I call a morning smoothie, man. That baby looking righteous. And you know I just might just drink the whole thing down and shit. I'm rapping now. Tell a bitch get off my dick. I'm clapping now. You can clap it, you the shit. I got songs and she got thongs. I got gone, I just got grown. I should have made my rap song sound like that, but I want my first name in my name, in my brand. That's a fact. So let's attack. God bless you. Keep you alive longer. All right, and another 2 spoons to wash. That wasn't bad. Now it's time to get back to the shit I like to do in my morning. Yeah, but anyway, that was some crazy shit. Cam Newton was going crazy, and he got called out by Corey Hizzle. Talking about what he was talking about. Damn. He go to top to that joint. Thread it right now. That shit don't be going on right. There you go. Somehow it's tweaked out. I'm supposed to get it right. Yo, but anyway, man, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me as we make that morning smoothie. Sneezes, nigga, this shit crazy. Let me blow my nose. Oh, man. Boy, that was some work. Make a smoothie like, all right, time to lay down. Then I cover up the garbage to keep gnats and flies from flying over it and being a nuisance. Call them garbage bags. Get it? Garbage bag? Y'all get it. That way no animals get in there. Well, I got to get a straw. We made a goddamn smooth. Y'all can come kick with me, man. I talk shit, have a little fun. You dig? Gotta be online. That's what the world is, home slice. Y'all watch my motherfucking Frankenstein movie, man. I got it up there right now on this channel. It's in the shorts. Watch that, man. We produce and direct and create our own shit. Every damn day we do that. You need no overseer, no white boss. I like to say that too, because they get a lot of black people mad when you say that. Only no white boss. They get pissed off like, what the fuck you mean by that, nigga? I'll kill you. Damn, calm down. Okay, you can get a white boss. It's easy. Just go that direction and get it. And don't come to goof ass back over here. Do that part. All right, so I can put this on. Y'all can cop one of these shirts too, man. HoodFilms. And they come from Walmart. That's why I got them at Walmart.com. All right, so shit, that was a journey right there. Having to do all that. I had to wash my hair yesterday, so I took my braids down. You know what I mean? But we branded, damn it. And my new movie, I'm about to do another new movie too. It's called Smart Box. It's gonna be I edited. I got like 25 minutes of it done. So I'm gonna use some techniques to bring the latter part of the film together, so y'all can check it out. It's called Smart Box. That's what I like, and it's gonna be on Tubi. And my other movie is actually on Tubi right now. It's called Kill a Rapper. Kill a Rapper. Y'all should check that out. It's a good one. It's my story. I produced, directed it. That's why I like that sunlight beaming in, because you know what that look like? That look like real melanin right there. That's that real melanin. So we just keep creating and keep producing. That's what you should do. That's what the idea is. So my new Frankenstein movie is on here right now. It's called Frankenhood. So you check out my movie right now. You can check it out. It's free. It's only an hour. It's only a minute. It's called Frankenhood because the new Frankenstein just came out today on Netflix. And I was like, I'm always been a fan of Frankenstein and shit like that. And I wanted to do my own version pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So I got like a 1 minute version. My second version gonna come out later on today. I'll have the second version of my Frankenstein movie. The Frankenstein that's out right now, it's on what's that channel? It's on Netflix. So you'll like it. I watched it this morning. I watched it this morning. I watched it before too, but a couple of days ago. But I watched it this morning just to look at it again. And for me, the beginning of the movie is pretty good. I can fuck with the beginning. It's good setup and everything. But when the monster turns and he tells his story, for me, the movie gets boring. And it's the second time I fell asleep on it. And so I'm not even gonna gauge it no more. If you fall asleep 2 times on the scene, that movie is whack, and there's no way around it. It gets slow. So how they set the movie up is the first part of the movie is about Frankenstein getting the equipment to go build his lab. Then the second part of the movie is about Frankenstein falling in love with his brother's wife, which is weird, but you know, they threw that in there. And then the third part of the movie is about the monster explaining how he was created. So it's got 3 elements of it, and it's pretty okay as far as the storytelling, but the story, it gets boring. And it don't seem like these guys, and Guillermo del Toro, he lost it. Toward the end, he lost it. I wasn't really intrigued by his directing no more, watching him do that story. So I was like, he need to get his game together. But it's on Netflix, and I see why too, because it lost so much steam in the back of the movie. Nobody would have came to see this in the theater, and they would have came to see it in the theater had he been able to pull it off. You know what I'm saying? But I think Kenneth Branagh, he did one of these. One of them white boys did in the '90s, I think, a Frankenstein movie. So people make them, and that's why I said I'm an artist. I love these type of stories. When I was growing up, watching it with my parents, I'm making my own Frankenstein. So you can see that right here on my channel right now, and it's good. So it's time for me to take a seat and look at the other stuff that's going on. We got all kind of shit popping, but I got to get online to see. All right. Whew. So I hope y'all having a great day. Y'all rocking out with your boy Hood. We got to do a lot more streaming, a lot more talking to each other, a lot more kicking it, because that's what the world is. That's where I always been. I just had to wait for y'all to get over here. So it's time for y'all to get to know a boy. And that's just really what the hell it is. You time to know a RN. You heard of YNs. I'm a RN, and they ain't no nurse. Wait, come on, television, because they told me I got to read. Oh, my God. There's nothing big, though. But I make big dough doing my only thing. And y'all should get to my rap channel, because I keep freestyling. My wife and my son, you can't be rapping on HoodFilms. You got to rap on your rap channel. I said, fuck that. I'm talented. If I got skills, I'm rapping any fucking where I want to rap at. That's my goddamn channel. So how the hell I'm not going to rap on my channel to show the people I got skills? Why would I rap on the channel, my rap channel, where I got like 15 followers? And I got like 13,000 on here. I'm going to rap on this motherfucking channel. And then, goddammit, that's how people going to hear my voice. Wow, it's doing good. Yay. Frank in the Hood, let's go. Yusef Hood tries to create a superhuman in his lab. Y'all should watch my Franken Hood. That bitch busting. So I'm happy for that, because Franken Hood is my new video I put out, and it's on my channel right now. Y'all should go check that thing out. Ooh. In other news, though, and the news going on, always you news in so long. In regular news and shit like that, if it don't come on the internet, I ain't looked at that shit. I don't even watch it. Uh-oh, I already know what y'all scared of me watching. ICE agent charged with DUI after leaving shift in Broadview, Illinois. Wow. So they got one of them ICE agents getting popped off in Chicago for having a DUI. That's embarrassing to them people, I suppose. Should everybody get a DUI if you drink? So it don't make no big deal. That's not nothing I give a shit about. Because if you drink alcohol, you just might catch a DUI. You know, that's like getting drunk. Just like drinking alcohol won't get you drunk. It will. Just like drinking alcohol will get you a DUI. If you sip the shit, it's a high possibility you can catch a DUI. That's a real high possibility. So that ain't really nothing that's news to me because shit, if you drink, every motherfucking body out here gonna catch one. Anyway. So Ron Mamdani is the mayor of Chicago, of New York. And that's a good thing because they was tweaking with that black dude they had up there. He wasn't nothing. I'm glad he out. You want your black people to be doing at least better than what the hell is happening to them. You don't want them to be living fucked up. I'm gonna end up doing another talk about Frankenstein in a minute. I want to talk more about that movie because I love that kind of shit. I love doing reviews and shit. I did a review earlier, but it wasn't about that. About Mannequin, this movie called Mannequin. But I watch a guy called Professor Black Truth on the YouTube.
And now the Friday Crime Report.
He does the crime
Ocean
report,
Beach, California,
which is
Tuesday,
white
June
news you haven't
6th,
heard.
2023. Hollywood and TV shows have romanticized the Hells Angels as being a bunch of rough outlaws as opposed to the grimy, murderous white supremacists they actually are. It needs to be remembered that is what they are first and foremost,
Whoa.
a white supremacist organization.
You heard that,
They
right?
carried out one of their usual attacks on Ocean Beach's main drag, Newport Avenue. There were 3 black men at the time,
What the
ages
fuck is
19,
that?
20, and 21, who were in the area when they were jumped on by 17 members of this
What
white
the
supremacist
fuck?
gang in
17,
San Diego's
Jesus.
Ocean Beach neighborhood. Their assailants hurled a torrent of racial epithets and made sure to tell them that they didn't belong there. 2 of the victims of this 17-person attack managed to get away, but the 3rd man was punched, kicked, and knocked unconscious. While
Wow.
this 3rd victim was lying on the ground unconscious, the white supremacist Hells Angels continued to beat him.
You hear what's happening with this video. It's a guy I listened to in the morning called Moment of Truth. The show is called Moment of Truth. His name is called Professor Black Truth. And he talks his stuff about different things that goes on in the world. And I sometimes listen to it because it's intriguing information. So he's talking about the Hells Angels beat the hell out of somebody. So let's listen up.
Then one of their members took out a knife and stabbed the man in the chest. This individual was spirited away from the crime scene by the other gang members and taken to one of their clubhouses. The stabbing victim suffered a fractured sternum from the knife wound as well as a pierced lung and severed artery, nearly causing the man to bleed out.
You gotta be careful,
Despite
boy.
this blatant, heinous race attack with 18 individuals involved,
Wow.
it would still be another 3 months before the authorities managed to make any arrests.
Wow.
3 months after the crime, officials have arrested and indicted 17 members on allegations including assault, hate crimes, accessory after the fact, and 1 charge of
17
attempted murder against this man. 43-year-old Troy Shorter.
Oh, he was another
accused
white
of
guy.
Stabbing one of the victims
Oh,
in
no,
the
he's the
chest.
white guy who stabbed
Authorities
somebody.
say he's a decades-long Hells Angels member. He was in court Monday facing 39 years to life behind bars.
If we could please enter not guilty pleas to any and all allegations.
The white supremacist who committed the stabbing would eventually be identified as 43-year-old Troy Anthony Shoulder, who was described as a longtime Hells Angel leader.
Wow.
He had been a part of the racist gang since 2003 and has a...
But see, that's what kills me because you'll hear about gangs like the Hells Angels or some gang, and then you'll be saying, well, they lock black dudes up so fast and put them down for all these criminal activity. It's like, how do these other people get to kick it like that? But then you realize ultimately that the police must also either be in this with them or they know them and they just not gonna fuck with them. So these is shows I watch in the morning and y'all get to watch it with me.
number of white supremacist tattoos. Shoulder would be charged with attempted murder, assault, among other offenses. 3 of the defendants were charged with being an accessory after the fact by aiding him. At the time, he was facing charges of 39 years to life if he was convicted. There
You know they switched that. The most times he do these videos is because he's talking about how they switch it. you know, the guy might be called up for whatever this crime is, but then they'll switch it and switch the gang, switch his situation to some other thing. It's kind of crazy, but it happens like that.
Involved in this racist attack that it took 2 pages of the criminal complaint for the prosecutors to list them all. And you had a number of different names, including white Hispanics who were involved in this vile attack. One of these criminals, by the way, is in the U.S. Navy.
Among the members in the courtroom was 29-year-old
A
Michael
Navy person.
Peters in Navy uniform. He pleaded not guilty to charges
In
of
Navy
assault
uniform?
in association with the gang.
And he even had the
So this nigga has got his uniform on at the courthouse trying to act like he ain't in the gang. Or they gonna show him some love because he a fucking, what you call him? I don't know what you would call that. Like a fucking person that work in a, here. What is this shit, man? I don't understand it. Me not understand, boy. That's a nice one right here. I like this one, man. Let's go.
gall to show up to court wearing his Navy uniform, so he wanted to make it clear to the judge he expected special treatment on top of his white privilege. Speaking of white privilege, this white supremacist terrorist group tried the Old Faithful, claiming that they only attacked and tried to kill these black men for honorable purposes. In this case, they tried to claim that one of their victims had been talking to one of the gang members' girlfriends. Now, this is a lie. Imagine that. Racist criminal biker outlaws, as they like to call themselves, lying. This is them trying the old, that nigger was making moves on a white woman, so we had to protect her, and even if they weren't, well, we need everyone to get on code so we can get our necks out of the noose. That's what this is really about. And you won't be surprised to learn that this wasn't Troy Shoulder's first brush with the law, and it wasn't even his first hate crime. In 2003, Shoulder started a fight with a black man at a Pacific Beach bar after the victim asked Shoulder to stop smoking a cigarette next to him. When police came to arrest Shoulder, he called the victim the N-word multiple times, said he knows people who would hang them from trees, and told one of the arresting officers to remember the fatherland. For this violent attack, Shoulder's white privilege got him a misdemeanor, which is what prosecutors always do when someone from the dominant society is charged with an offense. No matter how serious it is, they always bend over backwards and just ignore the law altogether and say, well, whatever it is, it's going to be a misdemeanor. So this guy has a track record of starting violent confrontations with black people, and there was no white woman involved in this case. So we can dismiss any asinine claims that their 2023 attack was about a woman. But that's not all. In 2014, Shoulder was arrested in Canada after he had crossed the border without identification and was hiding out there. It was his gang tattoos that gave him away. In this case, he was hiding out in Canada because he had been a fugitive for 3 years. And why was that? Because of a brutal gang assault that he and 3 other thugs had committed in 2007.
Crazy.
In that crime, Shoulder and 3 other Hells Angels gang members kidnapped, tortured, assaulted, and robbed a fellow gang member because he wanted out. A week before the attack, the victim had gotten into a fistfight with the president of the San Diego Hells Angels chapter.
Damn.
Then on April 6, 2007, the victim told the club at the gang's weekly meeting that they called church that he wanted to leave the club.
So you had to do a lot of research to find out about these scenarios, because how else would any of us know? As black people, they keep these things hidden. You would not know any of this stuff is happening. How else would you know any of this stuff is happening? And I think that makes it intriguing, is that somebody is doing the research. Somebody is out there finding this shit out, because how else would any of us know? We just wouldn't. But the fact that these things are happening and somebody is doing the research is the only way that we're able to galvanize how these things are occurring. And while they are foul and messed up, it's what is going on. And it's like, how do you control that? You know what I mean? These guys got their gangs or whatever, and they keep the news from letting it be something you could find out about. You just would not know this shit is going on. And that's really the reason why I watch Old Boy's show, because he at least will give you the information, even if it's not something that you would hear on the main news channels.
The gang members voted that the victim would depart in bad standing rather than good standing. The victim was then beaten and forced to sit still while the gang tattooed over all of his Hells Angels tattoos.
What?
The victim was thrown into a pickup truck and driven to a friend's house where he was forced to sign over the title of his motorcycle to the club.
Damn.
He was then driven to his Bay Park apartment to surrender all of his Hells Angels paraphernalia, as well as a 42-inch flat-screen TV. His 1999 Harley-Davidson motorcycle, which was at a shop getting repaired, was later turned over to an unknown person. Another Hells Angel was found in possession of the motorcycle in 2008.
It's crazy.
He claimed that he had bought it from the victim. And as for the victim, he had been beaten with a baseball bat
Damn.
as well as assaulted by other gang members. One of the alleged assailants, Hell's Angel Curteith Nielsen, was angry because his ex-girlfriend was sending sexually explicit text messages to the victim. The victim would be taken.
Wow. So that's what this is all about. It came about a girl. This AI thing damn near look like a girl that I got on here right now. But that's fucked up, man. It's like they letting you know that, hey, if it go down, it go down. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just different how it is in the world. I mean, you know, we not a lot of us never had to experience these things because maybe you're not in a gang like that or you don't run into these kind of people. But it's a real fucking world. You know what I'm saying? It's a real scenario. You know what I'm saying? People are really doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's something to think about. But it's the world we in. What can you say? Ain't nothing you can say. Shit.
Taken to a hospital and treated for facial fractures. So there we have the intersection of white supremacist violence and a woman, except in this case, the story is that the white woman was sending explicit text messages to the victim. So anyone still want to take the racist bikers' word for it when they claim that they were just trying to protect some white woman's
No, they wasn't.
honor? We'll continue with the moment of truth in just a moment, but first...
That is some shit. You get to see how these guys get to commit crimes and don't go to jail for it, don't be called up, don't be having to have to deal with jurisprudence. And we as black people, especially where I'm from, if you pee at your crib, they are coming to get you, you're getting locked up, you're gonna have to explain why you drank liquid, you're gonna have to explain how it felt when it started welling up in your stomach, you're gonna be like, yo, I felt like pee, they're gonna say, we don't believe you. The indictment comes in from the grand jury. You're like, wait a minute, I think the whole country peed. Have you seen people pee? You're like, of course not. All right, we'll sit your ass in this. So it's like, God damn. But then these other guys get to be running wild, fucking somebody. If I would have kidnapped somebody, beat the hell out of them, went to their crib, took their clothes off them, out their house, took their TV. You know what I'm saying? Check my phone, check his phone and realize that my girlfriend texting him. Come on, man, that's gonna get you locked. These guys, they just not grabbing them up. It's crazy. It's different.
First, a word from the official sponsor of Black Empowerment, Power Tools. There's no telling when something's gonna come up, so make sure
Y'all
you
need to
carry
watch
your
with
power tools at all
Professor
bigger
Black
steel.
Truth, man.
A slew of felony charges and picked up in a foreign country. Well, I think we can all guess what became of those charges. According to the San Diego District Attorney's website, Shoulder was sentenced to only 1 year in jail with 13 years in prison stayed. Reminds you of what happened with
Damn.
Ethan Couch, so-called affluenza team,
They don't
after
put
he
them in
killed
jail.
4 people with his pickup truck. He then fled the country while on
San
parole
Diego, y'all.
and was brought back only to get a slap on the wrist sentence.
In
Now, as
San
for Shoulder,
Diego.
he was back on the streets after multiple violent offenses, a number of which were predictably reduced from felonies to misdemeanors like all the others. This is not the system failing, family. This is the system working exactly the way it's intended. Now, as for this race attack that the Hells Angels carried out in 2023, the other assailants were offered bail immediately.
Wow.
This was an attempted murder that took place, so the all-in laws should have attached. After all, the Hells Angels are a gang. It doesn't matter which one of them actually committed the stabbing. They were all involved in the attack, so they're all equally guilty, right? Well, they would be if they'd been black. But we understand these laws were written to be applied to black citizens. And although
that's what
all
make it
the
sad.
defendants have been ordered not to have any contact with other Hells Angels members charged in the case, Deputy District Attorney Miriam Hemming told the court that she had witnessed several of the men violating that order in the court hallway. Hemming
So what do you do when it's this type of disjustice or misjustice or miscalculating when it comes to black people? It's like you could just see that they're not gonna prosecute at the same level. They're not gonna do the same type of criminal rundown on those people, you know, other folks. It's not gonna happen. No matter how much we might look at it and say, it should happen, it need to happen, it's not gonna happen. They look at it like it's okay because they you know, it's just a simple fact of somebody look like you. You know what I mean? It's like they look just like me. What the fuck would I look like doing something to them? You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen like that. And then we get to see that play out, but what can you say about it? So I listen to Professor Black Truth, not to get sick in the stomach really, but just to understand that it is what it is. So I just wonder what's going to happen with that. You know what I'm saying? Let's put that up there. News update. news updates, man, because that's what we're talking about on here. Let's say Frankenstein movie. What we talking about on here? Corey Holcomb. And then we talked about the Hells Angels. All right. Then what else we got popping off? Let me hit save on that. Yeah, so it's a lot of shit like that that's going on that you just wouldn't even know is going on, but it's going on. And it's like, how the hell can you handle that? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like really crazy that they could do this kind of shit. But it is what it is. You know, we could be upset about it and feel weird, but you know, you learn. When you're learning these things, it's kind of crazy, but you're really just learning what's going on in the world. The sun beaming so stupid in my face. It's crazy. It's like that's why I got these eyes lit up like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. So let me see. I'm gonna put Frankenstein movie in my thing and shit because I want to make sure I get to talk about that. Because that was one of those things I like, and I got my Frankenstein movie on here too, man. And I want y'all to go check it out. It's dope. I created it. But, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on in the world, so I try to talk about the different subject matters and just be online. And, you know, I had to get used to talking and I'm a filmmaker, so a lot of my life is behind the scenes. I'm always trying to teach people or guide people, you know what I'm saying, that come around me as far as filmmaking is concerned. So when you talk about doing it this rate, where it's me, you know what I'm saying, in front of the camera, it's a little different, you know what I'm saying? But the strength of it, you become more strength, you get power. So it's like now that I'm in front of the camera doing YouTube a lot more, it's made me want to act and be in front of the camera, in front of my camera when I'm filmmaking. And I like that part because otherwise I would have never had come from that conclusion. It's like all these different colors and shit. I'm just playing with the colors and shit because this stuff is available inside the YouTube app. And you can do these things in x-rays. And before, in order to do these things, you had to edit your video like this. You had to edit inside the editing program. But the way it is now, it's like a mad dash. All of the editing programs having to keep up with what's going on in YouTube because YouTube, all these apps, they're introducing the different things that we would need as creators. So now instead of having to go to these apps and then edit off base and then come back and try to do it later, it's automatic. You know what I'm saying? The thing is automatic, which is better. You know what I'm saying? Add inserted. Okay. So I'm just oh, here it is right here. Cancel that. Let me hit this bump. Turn that on. Boom. So it's just a hit of a button then. That's easier. So yeah, yo, you know what I'm saying? So as we try to connect and do that, the apps have gotten stronger and smarter. So now you can do a lot more work right inside the app that you're shooting your edit and filming in versus not being able to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's a key.
Said 2 other defendants had tested positive for methamphetamine since their arrests. The judge set hearings to review those test cases and told the defendants their bail could be revoked if they continue to use drugs. Yeah, see, that's what happens. You can go ahead and violate court orders in the courtroom. You go ahead and do drugs, and as long as you happen to be the right skin color, the court will just say, well, you better not do it again.
If that was a black, well, if they was black people,
boy.
boy.
The Hells Angels biker gang to 14 years to life for assaulting 3 black men, and he had 7 years for related hate crimes.
21 years to life. That's a far cry from the original 39 years that he was originally looking at. Just goes to show these judges are giving what amounts to acquittals from the bench, and they're doing so deliberately.
21 years to life.
That sentence, though, is actually double what he would have gotten because he had a second strike stemming from the 2007 assault and theft that he had committed. So, he attacks a black man in 2003, that's a misdemeanor. He attacks a white man, that was a felony. 13 of his white supremacist collaborators pleaded guilty to various charges and have been sentenced to state prison, county jail, or probation terms. But since they have racial immunity from law, we can safely assume most of them got probation, just like Shoulder had before he got caught trying to murder someone. This incident is yet another in an endless string of examples of why we need a hate crime law specifically to protect black Americans. This animal was allowed to engage in a number of violent anti-black crimes before he was finally punished. But the
I'm gonna stop it right there because I go all the way in listening to Professor Black Truth, keeping my mind sharp on what the fuck is going on in America because we all stuck here as black people. There is no exit. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a route out of here. So it's like you want to know what's going on in your town and your country, especially if you travel and you have to be in a lot of places to do things. You don't want to be pulling up to some town. Like I remember we was coming back from Nashville and we pulled off. I forgot the name of that area, and like I think a KFC or Wendy's or something over there. We was just trying to grab a bite, and I think we walked over there. No, we drove over there. But when we got there, it was every store was controlled by not control. I guess you could say control. It was controlled by biker people. But specifically that day, they were nice to us. They wasn't looking at us mean and acting funny. They was like, well, "How you doing?" and everything like that. And we went about our life, but we knew what was up. Like, man, I ain't never been around all biker guys. Like at a, I've been in there around in the city, but not like in outside the city, miles and hundreds of miles away and shit. I was like, what the fuck? But it's the part of the world. We live in the Chicago area, so it's a more black town. But when you live outside the Chicago area, you got the whole world out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's no telling who you're gonna come across or run into. So that's all I got on this podcast. I appreciate y'all watching me for the last hour. I'm trying to do these things where I'll be on here for 5 hours and shit like that. So I'll probably pop back on here later on when more of the family is on here and shit like that. I just get up in the morning, I make a smoothie. I normally just do it by myself, but I was like, you know what, let me start making a smoothie and kicking it with the people and talking shit to y'all, hanging out and doing that, you know what I'm saying? So I jump on here and do this. But I'm gonna connect this to one of my podcasts, and then you guys will be able to watch the podcast and subscribe, all right? So thank you and liking and sharing, and I appreciate y'all watching. Time